What's up, y'all? It's your boy Eli's What Is, and today we're going to be doing part 2 to what if Naruto was the son of King of Otsuzukis, and what if he was the reincarnation of the creation god. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we was ending off where Kakashi was counting down, so he goes 3, 2, 1, go. And Naruto runs at them. Sakura and Sasuke go hide in the forest. So Naruto and Kakashi having a taijutsu battle, and Naruto is overpowering Kakashi. So Kakashi jumps back and shoots a fireball jutsu at Naruto. Naruto dodges it and shoots one of his own, and Kakashi dodges. So when Kakashi dodges, he gets back down and throws a kunai at Naruto. Naruto catches the kunai and throws it back at him. He blocks it with another kunai and runs at Naruto. Naruto runs at Kakashi, and Kakashi is throwing hits at him, but he's just dodging them. And he haven't activated his Sharingan or nothing like that yet either. So he's just dodging Kakashi's hits. And then Sasuke shoots a fireball jutsu at Kakashi, and he shoots a fireball jutsu at Kakashi. And Sakura is about to snatch the bells, but when Kakashi dodges the fireball, he sees Sakura and he hits her away. So Sakura goes flying back a little, and she falls to the ground and knocked out. So that's when Sasuke comes from out of the bush, and him and Naruto look at each other and they nod, and they both run at Kakashi and they start overpowering him with taijutsu. So Kakashi pulls up his headband and starts using his Sharingan. So Naruto activates his, and Sasuke activates his 2 Tomoe, I think I gave him. And Kakashi is still getting overpowered. So Kakashi decides to jump back and says, "Water style, water dragon jutsu." And shoots a water dragon jutsu at them. Naruto counters with his own water dragon, and he continues to run at Kakashi. So when he runs at Kakashi, he has a kunai in his hand. He throws the kunai at Kakashi and body flickers to the kunai with a Rasengan in his hand and shoves it into Kakashi's back. Kakashi goes flying and coughs up a little blood. He says, "Damn." And he gets up and he reaches for the bells to make sure they're still there, and they are. So then he runs at Naruto. And Naruto and Sasuke both shoot a fireball jutsu at him. He dodges both of the fireball jutsus. Next thing you know, he gets hit with that little sword technique that Shisui does, the halo fire style halo dancing, whatever that junk called. So he gets hit with 2 of those, and he coughs up a little bit more blood. And while he's struggling to get up, Naruto body flickers and snatches the bells. So Naruto shakes the bell, and Kakashi says, "Damn." In his head, he says, "Damn it." But on the outside, he says, "You guys pass," and he passes out. So when he passes out, they tie Kakashi up to a stump. And when they tie Kakashi up to a stump, Kakashi wakes up. He's like, he tries to move. He says, "Why'd you guys tie me up to a stump?" We say, "Well, since we passed, we thought it would be a good idea to tie you up to a stump just in case you decide to hit us or anything." Kakashi says, "Come on, I'm your sensei. I wouldn't do that." And they all just eating right now. And they eating in Kakashi's face. So when they get done eating, they untie Kakashi. And Kakashi says, "I'm going to get you guys back." And they say, "Yeah, whatever." And everybody goes home. So Naruto goes to the Hokage's office to say what's up to Hiruzen. But Hiruzen's not there. So he goes home and he sees Hiruzen's at home. So when he walks in the house, he makes something to eat. He says what's up to his dad, and he goes outside and starts to train. He starts running around and doing push-ups and stuff. I'm gonna say he ran around the whole Leaf Village. He ran around the whole Leaf Village 3 times. And he did 100 squats, 100 sit-ups, and 100 push-ups every time he did that. So when he walks back, he goes back home. So he goes back home and he goes to lay down in his bed and falls asleep. So he wakes up. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm killing Sakura in this because it's another female that I want to add. So yeah, I'm gonna kill off Sakura. But y'all gonna see how it's about to happen though. So Naruto wakes up. And Naruto wakes up. He eats some breakfast and he throws on a shirt. He throws on what he has on the screen and he goes outside. So when he goes outside, Sakura, her dad, and her mom is standing at the door. And they scold him, calling him a demon, saying that they wish he was never alive, saying all types of stuff to him. Naruto tries to ignore it, but then it starts getting to him. So then he gets pissed. And he turns around. He looks at Sakura and activates his Sharingan. He says, "You're about to die." And he says, I think I gave him the EMS. I don't remember. I ain't gonna say I gave it to him. I'm gonna have to go watch the last part. But so no, I'm gonna just say I gave it to him. So never mind. I'm gonna just go watch the last part, but not right now. So he says, "Sakura, you're about to die." And Sakura says, "You can't kill me, you monster. You demon, I hate you. I wish you were never alive." Her family is saying the same thing. So Naruto body flickers behind Sakura and chops her head off. And then he burns her body with the fire-style fireball jutsu. So while her body is burning, her parents are fighting Naruto. And Naruto is killing them bit by bit, slicing at their bodies. So Naruto slices the mom's head off, and in that same motion, he slices the dad's arm off, and he kicks the dad into a tree. So after he kicks him, he shoots a fireball jutsu at him, and it hits the dad, and the dad dies. And I'm about to pull up a picture of the girl that I'm adding, so hold on real quick, guys. So this is the girl that they get to replace Sakura on the team. And yeah, so I'm gonna just say, since the girl, she a otsusuki herself. So I'm gonna just say she kind of likes Naruto. Just because I want to. So I'm gonna say she kind of likes Naruto because she like powerful dudes. I'm gonna just say that. So she kind of likes Naruto as soon as she gets on the team. So when she gets on the team, she looks at Naruto and she waves and she starts blushing just like this. So Naruto waves back and he starts blushing. So Kakashi says, and I'm gonna just say nobody know that who killed Sakura or her family. So they go to training tomorrow. So the next day they go to Kakashi and they start doing their D-rank missions. So they doing their D-rank missions for like 2 months and they finish. I'm gonna just say it took 2 months. And so they go to the Hokage's office and the Hokage is about to get him another D-rank mission. And then Naruto says, "No, I'm tired of these D-rank missions. These D-rank missions are basically chores. I said these D-rank missions are below me in power. Can we please get a C rank at least?" The Hokage says, "I guess it's your lucky day, because we do have a C rank. You guys will be escorting a bridge builder. Bring him in." And Tazuna walks in. He says, as soon as he walks in, he looks at Naruto. He says, "So you telling me I'm getting protected by a monster, a emo 12-year-old, and a girl who looks like she couldn't do anything?" And then Naruto body flickers behind him with a sword to his neck. He says, "You want to say that again?" And Tazuna scratches his head and he goes, "No, I was just kidding." And Naruto says, "Yeah, that's what I thought." So Naruto walks back over to his team and the Hokage says, "Start the mission." So they're walking with Tazuna, and about a good 30 minutes into the walk, Naruto and Kakashi sense two chakra. Well, Naruto, Kakashi, and I'ma call her Yanaka Otsusuki, cause I don't, you feel me? So I'm just calling Yanaka Otsusuki. So Yanaka notices the two chakra natures in the puddle. So they jump out, and Kakashi still does the same thing where he acts like he's dead. And Naruto and Yanaka blitz the two demon brothers, and they start taijutsuing them. Naruto does a lion's barrage on one of the demon brothers, and when he in the air after he kicks him down, he creates a Rasengan in his hand and shoves the Rasengan into the demon brother's back, and he jump off. After he jumps off, the demon brother coughs up blood and he gets up. He says, "No, this won't be my end." And he tries to hit Naruto with his chain. And as he does that, Naruto grabs the chain, rips it in half, blitzes him with a sword to his neck. He says, "Surrender or die." And the demon brother tries to jump out of the way. But as soon as he jumps, Naruto chops his head off. And after Naruto chops his head off, Yanaka, she kicks the other demon brother into the air, throws 3 kunai into his chest, and shoots a fireball jutsu at him, making him die slowly. So they just walk off. And Yanaka and Naruto smile and they walk off. So I'm gonna say it takes them about another hour till they get there. And right as they're about to get there, Zabuza appeared. Kakashi senses something coming towards them, and he tells everybody to duck. Everybody ducks. And when everybody ducks, the mist clears up, and they see Zabuza. And Naruto instantly activates his 3 Tomoe Sharingan, knowing it's not gonna be an easy battle. And Yanaka, she activates her Byakugan. So Naruto looks at him, he says, "Zabuza, the demon of the mist. Oh, well, this won't be an easy battle." And him and Yanaka step up. And then Kakashi steps in front of them. He says, "You guys step back. I'll take care of Zabuza." So we're just gonna skip up to where he gets stuck in the water prison. Naruto says, "I should have just let me handle it." Him and Yanaka run at Zabuza. And Yanaka is using Hyuga style, Naruto's using regular taijutsu. So Naruto body flickers behind Zabuza and kicks him in the back. Basically releasing Kakashi from the water prison. And that's when Yanaka, she hits him with the 8 trigram 64 palm, sending him flying back towards Naruto. Naruto shows a Rasengan into his back. And Yanaka does a wind style gale palm, sends him towards Naruto again. And when Naruto sees him coming back, he stabs a kunai into his lower back. And Zabuza falls to the ground. So Naruto's about to shove a kunai into his heart, and that's when Haku appears. Haku throws the Senbon in Zabuza's neck, and she says, "I'll be taking him from here." And everybody says, "All right," and she runs off. Well, he runs off. So they get to the land of waves, and they're building a bridge, and that's when Haku and Zabuza appear again. No, when they're walking on the bridge to go to Tazuna's house, that's when. So yeah, about a week later, because that's how long it's taking them, Haku and Zabuza appear while they're walking with Tazuna across the bridge to see the progress. So when Haku and Zabuza appears, Naruto activates his 3 Tomoe. And then he says, he stretches and he is ready to fight. So Kakashi and Sasuke is going to be fighting Zabuza, and Yanaka and Naruto is going to be fighting Haku. So as soon as they see them, before anybody can even utter a word, Naruto blitzes behind Haku with a sword to her neck. He says, "If any of you move, you'll die." And then Haku disperses into a water cone. So Naruto says, interesting. And Zabuza disperses too. So then they jump from a tree, and then Haku says, "You really thought it would be that easy?" Naruto says, "No, but it will be easy to kill you." And he has his sword out. He says, let's get started with this. So Haku runs at them, and Zabuza runs at Kakashi. Sasuke gets in front of Kakashi and blocks Zabuza's sword with a kunai, and they start fighting Kakashi. Haku throws some Senbon at Yanaka, and Naruto gets in front of this, and he blocks him, making Yanaka blush a little bit. She activates her Byakugan again, and she runs at Haku. Both of them blitz Haku, and they both throw a punch into his gut. Haku goes flying into the air, and Naruto shoots a fireball jutsu at him, and so does Yanaka. Both of their fireball jutsus hit Haku and explode on her body, basically make her burn a little bit, and she falls to the ground and bounces up off the floor, coughing up a lot of blood. Haku gets up and she says, "I didn't want to use this, but crystal ice mirrors." And she uses the crystal ice mirrors. So Naruto says, "Damn it." So she gets in one of the mirrors and she starts throwing Senbon everywhere, and Naruto is blocking them all. He blocks all of the Senbon. So when she throws a bunch of Senbon at Yanaka, she says, 8 trigram palm rotation, and spins around and blocks all the Senbon. So Naruto with his 3 Tomoe can see Haku's speed. So before she can even get to the mirror that she's trying to switch to, he shoots a fireball jutsu at her. And it hits her. It instead of grazing a little bit of her ankle like Sasuke's did, it hits her whole leg. So Naruto says, yes. Now I just have to keep up with her speed. So Haku starts switching before Naruto get the jutsu off. So Naruto weaves some hand signs, and he says, fire style. He says, fire style, great. He says, fire style, dragon bomb jutsu. And he says, fire style, great dragon bomb jutsu. And the bombs hit the mirrors and they kind of melt them a little bit. Haku says, you're gonna have to need a way more powerful fire jutsu than that to melt these mirrors. And Naruto says, oh really? She says, yeah. So Naruto says, fire style, phoenix flower jutsu, and shoot them at the mirrors, like all of the mirrors, and it burns Haku a little bit. So, and then after it burns Haku, she switches to a different mirror. And Naruto says, oh, this is not going to be easy. And he throws a kunai at one of the mirrors. And then the kunai starts bouncing off of all of the mirrors. So every time Haku tries to switch, she gets cut by the kunai. She tries to switch again and gets cut by the kunai. And tries to switch one more time, she gets cut by the kunai. So the kunai falls to the ground and Naruto blitzes over to grab him, blitzes over back towards Yanaka. And that's when Haku tries to throw a Senbon at Yanaka's neck. And Naruto blocks it with his kunai. And Naruto says, I'm gonna get you. And Haku says, if you can catch me. Haku says, if you could catch me, you're too slow. Naruto says, oh really? Haku says, yeah. So that's when Haku out of nowhere, where Naruto or Yanaka not expecting it, she throws a bunch of Senbon around her whole body. And Naruto protects Yanaka from this, but he's getting Senbon stuck inside of his body. So he gets a Senbon stuck inside of his arm and he falls to the ground and passes out. And that's when he goes into his mind state. And Naruto's in his mind state, he sees a light. He walks towards it and he sees a man. But this is no normal man. This man is extremely buff. He has white long hair and he has glowing eyes. Naruto says, Who are you? The man says, I am the god. The man says, I am the god of creation, and you are my reincarnation. Bars. But Naruto says, So why did I come in here instead of just passing out? He says, because it is time for you to get my power. And Naruto says, what can your power do? And then God of Creation says, weren't you listening? I am the God of creation. You create anything you want. Naruto says, anything? He says, yes, literally anything. You can either create your own chakra nature or your own tail beast or anything like that. Naruto says, well, your power will be useful and I want to thank you for giving me your power. And the god says, no problem, and gives Naruto all of his power and his memories right along with it. So Naruto wakes up and he has a bunch of power just oozing out of him. And then power bursts out of him. He floats into the air on his back. And he's kind of screaming from the power. But then he lands on his feet. And Haku's still throwing Senbon. Yanaka says, 8 trigrams, palm rotation. And she does the palm rotation, running out of chakra. Naruto says, I can handle it from here. Stay behind me. And that's when she says, okay. She gets behind Naruto. Haku throws the Senbon, and he says, great force field, and slams his hand on the ground, using his creation jutsu, making a metal force field. And that's when he thinks, and he wants to create his own chakra nature, being able to burn his own fire chakra nature, being able to burn anything. So he puts the fire in his hand, and it's green. So he says, this should be useful. He puts his hand up. He says, great fire wall. And he deactivate the force field creation. He puts his hand up. He says, great flame wall, and slams his hand to the ground. And that's when the flames engulf the ice mirrors and burn, and all the flames melt and burn in Haku. And Haku screams in pain. He goes, ah! And that's when Naruto says, you shouldn't have messed with me. And then after that, he gets super enraged, and he runs towards Haku as his Sharingan turns into the Mangekyo, and he punches Haku in the face. And is just beating down on her and beating down on him, and shedding tears from enrage how he is, and just beating Haku. And this is when Zabuza is about to get, and that's when Haku gets up. She says, just finish me off. He says, just finish me off. I have no meaning. And then Naruto runs at her, but then she says, you took too long. I have to go save my sensei now. And she teleports to Zabuza, and then she takes the Shindori for Zabuza, and she falls to the ground and dies. And that's when, after that, oh my god. I know! So that's when Haku falls to the ground, and then Naruto blisses behind Zabuza and stabs him in the heart. And that's going to be the end of this part, guys. See you guys on the next one. Peace.